Project 4 is going to deal with using slide styles to make our show a little bit more interesting than we would have had it if we didn't use that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the 3 Greenwich and the 4 beach pictures. So I'll click on the 3 Greenwich and I'll hold the shift key down and I'll select the 4 beach. So I've got 5 pictures all together. I'll drag them down onto the timeline. Now when I have them on the timeline, notice that the Greenwich pictures on the streets are at the beginning and the beach pictures are at the end. I want to change that. So I'm going to change the order. If I select a slide that I want to change its order, I'll select the first Connecticut or Greenwich, Connecticut picture and I'll hold a control key and then I'll use the greater than symbol. Notice that that moves that picture to the end. And I'll do the same thing with the other Greenwich Street picture. I'll click on it, then I'll hold the control key and the greater than symbol and move that to the end as well. Now I want to start with this beach picture that has the shore and the wave. So if I click on that picture, I'll hold the control key and I'll hit the less than symbol and that'll move that to the beginning. So now I've got my pictures in the order I want. The next thing I'd like to do is apply slide styles. So I'll double click on the first picture and currently it says no slide style. So I'll click on slide style where it says no style. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down on these lists. Now every time I click on one of these options, I get another effect that will change that slide. So if I do, for instance, image adjustments and also colorize grayscale. So if I double click on that and I click OK, and now I'll click OK again. If I click on that image and I click play, I get a grayscale view of that. So that's my first one. I'm going to just play with some of these. So I double click on my second slide. And this time I'm going to go to frames and borders. And I'll double click on a photo border, zoom 2 to 3, and I'll click OK. Now when I click OK and I click play, you can see that that image now has a border. So now I'll click on my third image. I'll go to Essentials. And now I can see like backgrounds behind my image, the same image but twice. It's kind of like they're using a different layer for it, but they're automatically doing it for you and calling it a style. So I'll select that option and I'll click OK. And when I have that, I'll click play. And now I can see a darkened image of the same picture but twice. It just makes it a little different, a little more interesting. Obviously, you're not going to do this on every slide, but I'm just doing it quick so you can see what they look like. Where it says motion 3D, backdrop light, zoom in 3D. So if I double click on that and I click OK, and I click OK again, now if I play that, I'll see my image, my darkened image, and then I'll see in the background a light image of that same. So slide styles are really kind of cool. They just let you make some interesting adjustments to your, and this is single image enhancements. And I'll just pick a moving background here, moving backdrop. I'll click OK. So if I play that, so I'll see that image and then a background that's moving behind it. And again, it's no work when you're using this program and using slide styles. So that is using slide styles on images. So if you manually put the images in, and then after you've manually put the images in, you choose to use slide styles, you can make some pretty dramatic effects, but selectively do it. So you're not doing it on every slide, and you don't, like if you use the wizard, you don't lose control over what's going to happen. But with slide styles, you pick the style and you pick when it's going to happen. So that is using slide styles in ProShow Gold.